everyone, this is PK Entertainment and we're back again, and here now we have another video for you, and we're going to take a look back at the criminal thriller Kiss the Girls. Released back on October the 3rd, 1997, it stars Morgan Freeman, Ashley Judd, Carrie Ells and Tony Goldwyn, and it was directed by Gary Fleder. Now the story of Kiss the Girls follows detective and forensic crime psychologist Alex Cross, who is traumatised by the news that his niece Naomi has been missing for several days within North Carolina. He later learns that Naomi, alongside other women, are potentially being abducted by a masked killer, and they find one of his victims' bodies within a forest shortly after. We then see Dr Kate McTiernan become the latest abductee of the killer, who is now known as Casanova. Drugged and taken into captive, she hears the voices of all the other girls who are also taken hostage in underground stone cells, which also includes Naomi. Using her survival skills, Kate manages to escape, and after her short recovery, she aids Cross and other agents to track down Casanova. Throughout their investigation, they discover that there may be more than one killer at work, as they face a furious race against time to save the other girls. Now, when looking back at Kiss the Girls, it's an accomplished, compelling thriller that's very well directed for the most part, though there are moments with some scenes that are a bit frantic and chaotic. It doesn't deter from the story overall, which keeps you engaged and gripped all the way through. I did like how the movie stays completely focused on the main narrative without deviating into side plots or romantic stories. It just makes sure that every scene and sequence is important and integral to the overall story and how it plays out. And yes, at this time during the late 1990s, the serial killer genre had been well explored, with far more famous entries such as Silence of the Lambs and Seven. But I would say overall that Kiss the Girls is a strong effort within the genre, providing plenty of moments of mystery and suspense. Now all of this is helped of course by having the ever reliable presence of Morgan Freeman in a very rare leading role. So much renowned for his special supporting performances, where a lot of the time he was actually the most integral actor within the film. This shows here that he is also just as capable as leading an overall story, and as always he provides that steady authority and conviction, always believable and sincere with an integrity that just anchors any movie that he's involved in, including this one also. No matter what the quality is or how it deviates within any film, as long as Freeman is involved and prominent, then overall you'll be fine just watching the overall story. We then do have to mention the other integral role, which is Ashley Judd, who does very well as Kate, who we see in the beginning is a very toughened, resolute character, but she's not the all-conquering girl boss that we see in so many modern-day films today, and Judd performs well, especially during the abduction scenes, providing enough fear and vulnerability to help you empathise with the character. And throughout watching this film again recently, I actually forgot how stunningly beautiful Ashley Judd was. She was an actress that did somewhat disappear after the 1990s in terms of overall profile, but during this time she was actually very prolific in some early roles, especially this film where she's very easy on the eye, and it's somewhat of a shame that she didn't go on to become one of the most dominant actresses within the late decade, such as Sandra Bullock or Julia Roberts. Now overall with this film, there were probably only a few issues. Some of the more climatic scenes are a bit too darkly lit and not as coherently staged as what they should have been, and sometimes you can't make out exactly what is happening. There wasn't much development in terms of the overall villain or the serial killer, and having multiple suspects takes away the overall main threat. It's always more advisable to have one singular threat that makes the character more unique and far more dangerous, that is able to cause so much mayhem and terror single-handedly. I also look at the ending, which is a bit overextended and cliched. It's not terrible by any means, but I just would have preferred a much more rounded conclusion. The film kind of ends abruptly, not giving the ending that I think the movie truly deserved. So we go on then to the movie's overall release, and it was a solid success, grossing over $60 million from a $20 million budget. It gave a solid hit again for Morgan Freeman, being able to headline a film in a lead role, and it was successful enough to garner a sequel titled Along Came a Spider, released in 2001, which actually became even more commercially successful than the first film. We did later on see a Amazon series featuring Alex Cross in the lead role, but that didn't really make much impact on the streaming platform and was nowhere near as revered as what Morgan Freeman was in the lead role. And as I stated before, Kiss the Girls overall is a very competent, very well marshalled thriller, a fine entry in the serial killer genre, again, that was very prominent throughout the 1990s. It doesn't get much reference in terms of the overall catalogue within Morgan Freeman's career, but it's definitely worth a film that I would recommend checking out none the same. So there's some overall thoughts and feelings when looking back at Kiss the Girls from 1990s. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you have any other further movies, television series, or any other topics within the entertainment and pop culture scene that you'd like to see me cover within the channel, then also let me know within the comments, and I will see if I can provide further commentary for you on that subject matter within the future. Please also hit like the subscription and notification buttons so I can provide you with more high quality content like this in the future. But that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you very, very soon.